Good morning, guys, and welcome to Trinity's training page. Today I have a question from Thomas Cone. I believe that's how you say your name, Thomas. If it's not, I apologize. Thomas said he had a question about force fetch. He had put his dog through force fetch about a month ago, and now he's having some problems with the dog mouthing the birds or the bumpers on the return, uh, and how to fix that. And also, he's having some issues with um, the dog's not wanting to give the birds back to him. Okay, so we call that sticking. So one of the ways that I would correct this, Thomas, is I would take and nick the dog for sit, okay, at the line. Um, at the line, I would, if he's chomping or chewing or whatever, I would just say sit, and then I would nick, and then I would repeat the sit command. Or you can use a healing stick. That's one thing that we didn't do with Trinity, is introduce a healing stick. I don't think she needs that pressure. Not every dog does, but anyway. That being said, that's one way you can correct it in the at the line. Now in the field, if I have a dog that's having some issues chomping birds or whatever, the first thing I do to them is I take the birds away from them and throw bumpers for them for a while, and then sometimes that will resolve it, and sometimes you just have to go nick here, nick here. Just I give that command, and a lot of times, you've heard me say before, dogs live in the moment, and right at that moment, he's thinking about how good that bird tastes in his mouth and chewing that bird, and then all of a sudden you go nick here, and he's like, oh, I better get in there. So he quits thinking about what he's got in his mouth and starts thinking about getting to you. But this is not something that's fixed, in one or two sessions, and this is something that you'll have to be mindful of. You'll have to do maintenance on this issue. You can go back to the force fetch table and revisit hold and work on birds there. You haven't seen me do anything with Trinity on birds yet as far as the force fetch goes, but I assure you, when I get through with her, she'll be thoroughly force fetched on all retrieve objects. Now, I'm not a big fan of force fetching them on Coke bottles and car keys and sticks and pieces of pipe and just junk that I don't want them picking up. I only want them picking up and doing the things that I want them to do for me in the field. Okay. That being said, try those things, see how they work out for you, and if that doesn't work out, shoot me another question. I'll think about it, and we'll figure some other things out that you can work on. Another thing that you might want to do, I don't know if you're throwing birds or just bumpers or what, but I assume you're throwing birds. But a lot of times if you throw nasty, stinky birds, especially to a young dog, you'll create bad mouth habits, okay? So on your training setups, you always want to try to run your younger dogs when your birds are the best, especially if you're throwing birds on water, which we very seldom do. We throw bumpers all the time on the water, just because I don't want to create any bad habits with the mouth. Even on an older dog, you'll get some bad habits there. Try to throw bumpers on the water, and try to throw your best birds to your youngest dogs first. That'll help you out also. And another thing, on your training setups with birds, just try to when that dog comes in and heels up and sits, I see so many people, amateurs and pros alike, they'll reach down and they'll jerk that bird out of that dog's mouth. Well, these dogs were bred and they have a chase instinct, okay? That's why they're hunting dogs, okay? Well, when you jerk that bird out of their mouth, they're naturally going to chase it, and the next thing you know, they're nipping at it as you're taking it away and all that. Just come in, have the dog calmly sit down and pause for a couple seconds, and I cannot emphasize this bumper not leaving the dog's mouth enough, okay? The dog should leave the buffer or the bird in your hand, not you taking it away from the dog. That will solve a lot of mouth problems right there, guys. I appreciate your question. Somebody's needing me here, it sounds like, so I'm going to let you guys go. We're going to get Trinity out in the field and work on that well-trained retriever.